morning, Tottenham fans. After a brilliant performance out in Frankfurt, each player to a man was outstanding in my opinion, but there's one guy I want to speak about today that doesn't really get the plaudits or the praise as much as the Van de Vens or the Romeros or the Vicarios. So today I want to talk about Rodrigo Bentancur. Now, the question I want to ask today is Bentancur back to his best now? Now, his performance in Frankfurt was, for me, outstanding. He was protecting that back four. He was everywhere on the pitch. He was strong in the boxes, strong in both boxes. You know, it was a dominant performance. It was a number 6 performance that we've been looking for. That's the gap in our team that we keep saying we need, and he seemed to have made that his own this season. Well, just lately anyway, this season. So let's talk about what's happened to him before. Why hasn't he been at his best for the whole of the season? Why hasn't he been at his best? Well, you got to think, first of all, he had a long-term injury, which was about 8 to 9 months long, which is difficult for any sports person in any sport. But in football, probably even harder to get to the top elite levels of the Premier League after coming back from a long-term injury. Well, after that, he came back and we played against Aston Villa. And in that game, he was actually playing very, very well. He was actually the best player on the pitch until Matty Cash decided to crunch him and take him out. And he was ended up being injured again. So he's been out for a long time, comes back, gets injured again. That can't be very good for, getting back to your match fitness, match sharpness, So it's really hindered his season, them 2 injuries. Then he comes back from that and he gets a 7-match ban. So we've lost him again for another 7 Premier League matches. And I think one of them was a cup game too. So we missed him for another 7 games. So again, he's not getting his match fitness. He's not getting his match sharpness. So it's really hindering his season. On top of that, he comes back again from his suspension and he's come into an injury hit side. A team where we can't rotate and, everybody's injured and there's no cohesion in the team. So he's got to try and get match fit and match sharp. But at the same time, he's having to play 2 games per week, which makes it almost impossible for him to get match sharp because now he's fatigued. But now you can see a massive difference. Now with the players that are back, you've got more cohesion. He's got the proper back 4 behind him now. So he's got like Romero, Van de Ven, Udogie, Porro, Vicario. He's played with them quite a few times now in the 18 months that Ange has been here. He knows the system. He knows how to receive the ball off them. So he's got a bit more camaraderie with all these players. And so you can see a difference now. And now he's been playing regularly with rest. So he was rested against Wolves, and he was a massive miss against Wolves, to be honest. But he was rested against Wolves, and he played in Europa League. So now he's got his fitness back, and now he's match sharp. So there's a difference between match fitness and match sharp. Match sharp is when you're at the peak of your game. That's when you're playing your best football. So now, for me, he's a decent number 6. So these are the attributes I think Bentancur's got. He covers the back 4 really well because he's very intelligent with interceptions. He can put in a strong tackle when needed. He's really good on the ball. So, he's brave on the ball. You can give it to him with players around him and he'll still somehow get away with keeping the ball. He's able to receive it off the centre-back and progress it forward. He's press resistant, which is what we need in a number 6. He's even decent at defending crosses, and he's a threat from corners and free kicks in the opposition box as well. And that one shocked me. He's so good in the air as well. And I've seen it a lot more in the last few games, especially against Frankfurt. He was a problem for them. So having him back, match sharp, has made us as a team stronger defensively, in my opinion. We missed him massively against Wolves. You can see a huge difference when he's not there. We have missed Bentancur for huge chunks of the season, and that is not, and that's one of many reasons why this season in the league has been very, very poor. So just think, just missing someone that vital in the number 6 role, it's been out for large chunks of the season. So add to the fact that we haven't had Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, Vicario, Solanke, all these big names in our starting 11, and then adding Bentancur into that as well. These are very important players. See, no wonder we've lost so many games in the league this season. No rest, and then playing with all your best players out on the treatment table. Just see how strong we were against Frankfurt in both games. In Frankfurt, in the home game, we absolutely destroyed them, in my opinion. It could have been 5 or 6. We could have killed the tie off at home. Then we went away to arguably the most difficult ground in Germany. And this has been said by most people, even German fans, are saying that Frankfurt is one of the hardest grounds to go to. They've only lost 3 home games out of 21 this season. They hadn't lost a home game in over a year in Europe. So Spurs are the first team to beat them in a long, long time. So what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to get at, it shows having your best players missing really affects your first 11. And Bentancur was a huge part of that, in my opinion. He is, for me, very underrated. And a lot of people say he's a number 8. He's not a monster 6. But if you watch him against Frankfurt in both legs, he was acting like a monster 6. I still think, yes, we should sign someone there, but what great cover to have Bentancur in that number 6 role. I think he's playing at the moment at the peak of his abilities at the moment, and he seems like he's back. He's back to his best. He's back to his old self. When his first season he came in and he was so good on the ball, and it was such a breath of fresh air to have someone like that in our midfield again. He's getting back to that again, and it's really good to see. And I just think he's so underrated, and I just wanted to make this video just to show, how much we missed him when he was gone, and how much we now are appreciating him now that he's back. Let me know in the comments what you think of Bentancur. Do you think he's getting back to his best now? I still think, actually, that he can still go up a little bit more, another level. I still think he's at his best right now, but I still think playing in this Ange system for a long amount of time with no injuries, he can improve even more. I really do. He's such a good player, and very underestimated in my opinion. Thank you for watching, and come on you Spurs.